trying not to stare the night that I first met you.
Our first date was at Taverna, which is a nice Italian food place in Dallas, and everything went smoothly. And then we went to the Belmont, which is in the Bishop Arts District, and just to continue to have good conversation. And at some point during the evening, just kind of felt like you didn't want the night to end. So that was our first go at it.
It was. He did very well our first date. And we didn't want the night to end, but it did, and it led to many more wonderful dates.
And 3 weeks later in the front porch light, taking 45 minutes to kiss goodnight, I hadn't told you yet, but I thought I loved you then.
And it was probably the second date that really did it for me, because she was responsible for coming up with what we did and where we went for dinner.
And I took a big risk on this one.
And she took me to play putt-putt golf. So,
and I'm not a good putt-putt golfer, or any type of golfer. I would say one story that stands out in my mind since we started dating was when I took a trip to Alabama with a bunch of my girlfriends, and all the flights were canceled, and I had already lied about being sick for a day or two at work, and I couldn't lie anymore, obviously, and so I knew I shouldn't have done that. But Shelby ended up driving almost all the way to Florida to pick me up and drive me home, and it was the best road trip that I've ever taken. And it really helped us to get to know each other a lot better over the drive, and we just had a really good time, and it just meant a lot to me, because I knew that I found a man that would do anything for me.
Girl, like a river meets the sea, stronger than it's ever been. We've come so far since that day, and I thought I loved you.
one of the funny stories about our relationship to me was the first night Katie had invited me over to cook for me. And so I come over, and this is the first time I've actually ever been over to her apartment. And so she's like, we're having all crab cakes and all these vegetables and everything. And I was like, okay. So show up, and I mean, it was amazing. So I was like, man, she can cook. And so anyway, we go on, and it was probably a month later, or maybe even longer, before she actually told me that her mom had cooked it and she had brought it home and heated it up. So nonetheless, it was impressive from the in the beginning, and it was good. So
reeled them in.
Do what you got to do.
I just can't believe the way I feel about you, girl. Like a river meets the sea, stronger than it's ever been. We've come so far since that day, and I thought I loved you then.
The proposal. I had no idea it was coming. Well, I knew it was coming eventually, but I didn't have any idea on this day that it was going to be happening.
Throw
me off.
Throw her off would just be kind of an innocent dinner in the middle of the week. Got engaged on August 4th, which was a Thursday. And yeah, the plan was just to have our first date over again. Then we go to this little park that we've been to a few times for walks. And actually had my sister incognito.
Shannon was hiding behind the trees in her workout outfit, acting like a runner.
So she could take pictures. And anyway, so we go and sit down and tell her I have a birthday present for her, which I did. But as she was opening that, I kind of pulled the other present, her ring, out, and got down on one knee, which was just a few weeks after hernia surgery, so it wasn't very easy for me to get all the way down there. But
you did it.
I did.
I can just see you when your hair is turning gray. But
I would say the thing that I'm looking forward to most with Shelby and our life together would probably be to have our own family, because we've both been raised in such amazing families, and we've been so blessed to have such wonderful people raise us that I'm so excited to have our own family together.
A couple of things that I'm looking forward to the most after the wedding is just being open to what God has for our relationship together, and as individuals and as a couple, and then also just looking forward to having and raising a family with Katie. All of the characteristics that she brings, I can't wait to see those instilled in our children, and I can't wait to become a better person because of those characteristics as well.